So, what was your first experience with reggae? My first experience with reggae music, I would say, is just growing up in Jamaica, where my parents played reggae music. But what stuck out in my head, we have a Rasta name, and we always have the Peter Petrie music. So as a youth, I remember that more than every other experience with reggae. So I would say my experience with reggae is Peter Touch.
And why did the music connect with you?
Peter would sound like an angel to me. Like at that time, your parents say, go do this, go do that. You might be reluctant and you might not listen, but what Peter Touch is saying is so convincing. Understand? So, and I think it was the message that coming from a place like Jamaica, that growing up in so much negativeness, that you still have people who were so positive. So for me, Rastaman was like, no man, this man so like, he's different, like, you understand? So that's what stand out to me. The message was so positive. But growing up in this impoverished community and this negative environment, you still find a set of people who could remain so optimistic, so hopeful and so positive. So that's what stand out for me.
And what when you were speaking about it, what do you feel is the message in the music?
It's hope. 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 Because we can look at the history of Bob Marley, where he's coming from, where he is today. So that's like a blueprint, like nothing to something. I remember coming from life up here at Jamaica to make it at such a level where if you're on the street of Cabo Verde and the youth has accent, you know Bob Marley, enough people don't know Bob Marley is not alive today. You understand? So that's what I think, understand, stand out to me the most. And everywhere we go in the world, when you say one left, it resonates. It connects across our language, culture, border, everything. Yeah.
Which artist were you saying about? Which artist were you the most inspired on?
Peter Touch. Because I can look at what Peter Touch is. Peter Touch, the song that really stand out to me was Equal Rights and Justice. You understand? And it's like, Peter Touch is not here today in the physical flesh, but that message is still so relevant today, still so important. Not just to our generation, but look at our kids coming. We want equal rights and justice for them. So it's more than just a selfish or individual topic. The necessary fight, it's more collective. So that's what stand out to me.
What do you think is the state of reggae music today?
Well, reggae music has been through many experiences, and I think it's just another experience. Like human, just as we as I always say to my friend, it's like when we talk about culture. Culture is a mixing. People leaving people, people inside people. You have different versions of how they meet. Some might be conquered, some might be conquest, some might just be trading, some might, you understand? So it's another process because this is a new generation. I think just like us when our parents was talking to us, many times we don't listen. But we're doing our own thing. It's just good that we're doing it in a positive way. So every generation come and want to do their own thing in their own way. So for me, it's just give them an opportunity. Maybe some of these the same you we're talking negative about today, become some positive.
Yeah.
More mature they get. You understand? So that's why it's a forgive me for my days of my youth. So this is how I look at reggae music today, is that reggae need more input from mature people. Understand? We can't, so that's the only thing I can say about reggae is that there's no more mature minded people like when we were coming up. You understand? So I think giving somebody advice when you don't have a mature life, you're not an example. You understand? So I think reggae need more example, more maturity. And you understand? So business wise, entertainer wise, because ego is a big part of the problem. And ego comes from mature. You understand? Because one day you were a dreamer. Every artist was a dreamer. You was your first fan, listening to your music on a cassette or singing somewhere. And you were praying for 10 or 15 people to like your music. Now millions of people like your music. But now is where you become difficult. So for me, ego is a stupid man and it's a selfish man. So I think the foolishness it is what we have to start to move out of reggae. Start to look at what reggae means to us as reggae artists, reggae producers, reggae, the people in the industry of reggae music. What is the true meaning of reggae music to you? If it's just a hustle, then if your hustle die, if the business of it die, your hustle will not die. And if it's a message, then if it's the message, stand up and represent, show people that it have a meaning to you in your life. You're an example. So I think that's what we're listening today. You understand?
Yeah. And that it gets me to the next question, that is, do you I know we practice what you sing, but a lot of artists cannot do it. But what you say for you, being a reggae artist and the way you behave in life,
Go together.
these are going to go together.
It goes together. So because remember now, in reggae music, we complain a lot about politics, complain a lot about the other people, religious,
About values.
about values. So some, even though we know we're maybe not a part of that political party, I'm not a part of that country, but when it looks dangerous for the people, collective security, we have never played the role to say, okay, he's white, he's black, he's Chinese. It's always about humanity, the humanity. So if we fight against politics, we're not saying no one is going to live on the planet Earth and there's no politics. That's not the whole aim. The whole aim is to say, if we promise something, deliver it to the people. Stop using the people like a probe. So this is reggae music for me. You understand? So if you are a follower of something and you believe in that something, profess it. Don't just preach it. Exactly. Profess it, practice it. If you don't see no way you can profess or practice it, why trying to exercise it on someone else? And that's what I think.
Okay, which artists do you admire because of the way they practice what they sing?
Well, you cannot amend. There's a lot. There's not a lot to say. You understand? But we don't want to call the name and make it become a mix-up. Because this is, maybe time we're trying to get a message out there, I will say a few little things that people forget about the whole interview and talk about the few little things. So we're not going to give them, in this scenario, that ability to stop the message that we're trying to send.
But one of them is Peter.
Yes, I understand.
And so, and the last one is, why do you think that this message, the message in the music, is still relevant and so important today?
That's the thing. Bob Marley said, as the Bible said, wise man leave wealth for his children. That's what Bob Marley understands. So if you should consider a person wise, you can't say Bob Marley was a wise man. So he's the legend of the music. This is what he was fighting to establish around the world. So if somebody who is so wise, so collective, leaves something so strong, we shouldn't let it die. Economics is not found by us, it was found by centuries ago, but we still keep economics alive today because the idea of it's very important for humanity. So it's the same way I look at reggae music. Reggae music is the only music on the planet Earth that literally sing about the day-to-day life of people, the value of people. Doesn't matter if it's gonna be played or it's gonna be televised, or the artist is gonna get the biggest. So it's in all the other genre of music, everything is about commercial. Everything is to be popular. No one cares. So you will find an artist in another genre of music who come from a country who is in political turmoil. The country is burning down, and that artist will never say one thing about that situation. And these are his people. So this is how I look at reggae music. It's powerful because reggae music is not gonna ignore that. You're gonna have somebody in reggae gonna say something about it. And this is why we better the music. Understand? Yeah. But we start to say I'm not with give thanks. Blessed. Give thanks my brother Fernando. It was an honor to have this interview, being a part of his reggae culture. Yes, out there in Cape Verde Island, Africa. Salute to all the fans around the world. Keep on loving reggae music. And reggae music is a music that will never die. Remember, I say that to you. Listen. You're fighting brother. Man, it's soft.